At the beginning of the story, we see that James has come to his friend's grave. He has a strange sadness and a burden of old memories on his face. He was just standing there quietly remembering those old moments. But who knew that the very next moment, a powerful blast would blow him away in the air, after which he immediately runs to save his life. As soon as he reaches a bridge, a black car comes from behind and fires bullets at him. James is completely shocked. He jumps and the car goes straight ahead. James immediately gets up and runs in the opposite direction. But a heavy motorcycle comes from the front. A black car also comes from here while drifting, and it is surrounded from both sides. The people sitting in the car start shooting bullets at him. Seeing the enemies coming from both sides, James gathers courage, moves forward quickly, grabs the cable of the bridge and jumps very low. And he breaks the wires and poles on the way and goes down. He hits the wall while swinging in the air and falls badly on the ground. Seeing this, the motorcycle driver is also shocked. James immediately gets up and starts running again. And as soon as he blinks, the motorcycle driver comes to him again. James jumps ahead quickly and slams him on the ground. He grabs the motorcycle driver's gun and hits him on the head with a powerful blow. There is a powerful fight between the two. They kick and walk. James takes advantage of the opportunity and grabs his neck tightly. The motorcycle driver tries very hard to escape. And before the interrogation starts, he himself starts telling everything. He tells that James has been victim of a very big conspiracy. James's face turns red with anger. He hits him hard on the wall, which makes his fake eyes pop out. After this, James sits on the same motorcycle. He runs him around quickly. He drifts from the middle of the graveyard, and he jumps in the air and breaks a tall wall. He goes straight to the hotel door, and then he goes to his girlfriend Madeline, and he asks her why she betrayed him. But Madeline doesn't understand a single thing. James decides to get out of this bad place first. The rest will be discussed later. As soon as the two sit in the sports car, the enemy goons follow them. He turns the steering wheel quickly so that the goons following him can get rid of the goons. Madeline is very scared of his strange actions. As soon as a car comes from the front, James presses the button without any fear and drops some small pieces of the bomb. As soon as the car flashes, it explodes. Madeline was still in shock that a powerful collision occurs from the side, which stops them from running. The rest of the goons also reach there and rain bullets on the car. There are so many holes on the bulletproof glass that it looks like a trap. Madeline starts shivering with fear. Then that one-eyed goon also comes, and he starts firing at Madeline's side seat. Madeline screams and requests James to do something. James thinks that if Madeline has betrayed him, and they are all his men, then why are they firing at him too? But he melts in front of Madeline's tears. As soon as the car's glass is about to break, James presses a button. The headlights of the car change and two big machine guns come out of it. He spins the car and shoots the goons all around. He presses another button, which causes a lot of smoke to come out of the back of the car. In the heat of the smoke, he quickly pulls the car out of the encirclement. Soon, both reach the railway station. James forcibly puts Madeline in the train. Madeline's heart breaks from the inside. She has tears in her eyes and a strange helplessness on her face. She looks at James as if his whole world has been destroyed. She doesn't even get a chance to tell James that she is going to be his child's mother. She was suffocating inside. Such a deep secret was buried in her heart that she wanted to scream and tell James. But the train leaves. 5 years pass in a blink of an eye. These days, some goons are hiding on the outside wall of a research lab. Their goal is to steal the dangerous bioweapon kept in the cold room. The next moment, the door bursts open with an explosion. The goons easily break the security and enter the lab. They fire their guns and lock up all the scientists in one place. They find the traitorous doctor who was supporting them from the inside, and they easily get the weapon. Then the security system catches this intruder and closes all the doors to get out. But the goons were already ready. They throw a bomb in the way of the lift and make a way to get out. And they succeed in escaping from the building of the lab. In order not to leave any clue behind, they blow up the whole research lab with a bomb. This incident immediately drew the attention of the secret agency. The boss sends a new 007 agent to retrieve the stolen bioweapon and the doctor. While the former owner of this codename, James, was enjoying his retirement life at this time. Then his old friend from the CIA comes to him and gives him the complete news of the explosion in the lab. As soon as he hears the name of the enemy, James sets out on a mission. The new agent also follows him and threatens James not to interfere in his mission. According to the information, he goes to meet the CIA agent Paloma in a small bar. The news was that the people of the doctor and the enemy were going to come to a party tonight. Both immediately change their getup and reach the party. In the party, the one-eyed goon of the doctor and the enemy is really visible. James gets mixed up in the crowd of the party. Suddenly, a light falls directly on James and the people around him move back. In a moment, everyone's eyes are fixed on James. That's when smoke is sprayed from the roof. Whoever comes in contact with that smoke, they suffer and fall to the ground and die. The dance floor turns into hell in a moment. Standing in the middle, James is left completely deaf. Actually, this was the bioweapon that the enemies had stolen. If the target's DNA is set in this weapon, then this system itself identifies it and gives it a definite death. The enemy's real target was to kill James. But who knew that this doctor would betray again? He deliberately dropped the data disk and secretly put the enemy's data in it. In one move, he played the game of all the goons of the enemy. In the midst of this chaos, James's eyes are on the doctor. The doctor also recognizes him and, fearing danger, runs away from there at full speed. James also runs after him. He picks up a glass of wine and aims it at the doctor, which makes him fall there. Both run to the hall with the doctor and shoot the pursuers with their bullets. Suddenly, the agent jumps from above. She catches the doctor in the middle and starts running away with him. James also runs after her, jumping fast. The agent reaches the roof, fires the hook, and tries to run to the building in front of the doctor. James immediately picks up his gun and shoots at the hook point, which causes the doctor and the agent to fall to the ground. In the meantime, Paloma gets a signal to come with James. She picks up a gun with all her strength. One by one, she kills all three of them. Then she kicks one of them hard and throws the other one away in the air. Then she picks up the gun, kills both of them there and says, "When will you take the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan?" Then she immediately sits in a car. The doctor takes advantage of this shooting and tries to escape from there. But Paloma's eyes are on him. She presses the accelerator and hits the car with a pole and takes the doctor back in her custody. The mission is over. James says goodbye to Paloma and takes the doctor to a plane to hand over his old friend. Both of them board a ship at the designated place. James asks the doctor about the gun. But who knew that his old friend would turn out to be a traitor? He is afraid that the doctor might take his name. He immediately takes out his gun and shoots James' friend. James moves forward quickly. The traitor picks up his gun and shoots James several times. James had no way to escape. He enters the cabin of the ship to hide and turns around to see that the door is locked from the outside. He takes off his coat and presses the wound of his injured friend. And then he starts looking for another way to get out. Suddenly there is an explosion and the whole ship is engulfed in flames. And a plane flies out of the midst of those flames. And in this, he is the traitor's friend and doctor. With the coolness of the water, James's clothes stand up. The water of the sea is quickly filling the cabin and the ship can sink at any moment. He calls out to his old friend in fear. He pulls him up from the flow of the water. The ship was about to sink and his old friend was very close to death due to being badly injured. He wants James to leave him alone and save his life. Even after James' call, the friend slowly loses consciousness. In front of James' eyes, his longtime best friend was getting out of his grip forever. He is helpless and keeps looking at him drowning in the deep water of the sea. He was not able to do anything even if he wanted to. A spy who saved the world could not save his friend today. This loss tears him inside. He dives into the water to find a way out. The ship had now sunk in the deep sea. He was not able to open the door due to the heavy pressure of the water. The capacity to hold his breath in the water was also responding. With the strong desire to stay alive, he dives down again. and with all his strength, he breaks the door handle. Finally, the door of destiny opens for him, and he saves his life and comes out. Coming out of the jaws of death, James swears that he will take revenge on the enemies. He takes out his car, which had been dusting for years, and comes out of the garage like a lightning bolt. The world's most dangerous spy has returned. In the jail, James meets the big boss of the enemies, Blofeld. Coincidentally, his ex-girlfriend Madeline was also working in the same jail. The meeting of old lovers is quite tense. Some time ago, Madeline had put that bioweapon on her wrist. The reason behind this was that an enemy hooligan, Safin, had threatened to kill Madeline's daughter, and he had put pressure on her to take the life of the big boss, Blofeld, with this weapon. For this reason, she was completely safe from getting in touch with James. Both of them are sent to meet the big boss together. But at some point, Madeline's mind changes and she wants to leave. Seeing this, James grabs her wrist. And with this, that weapon is put on James' wrist. James goes to the meeting room alone to find out who the real mastermind behind this whole game is. There, he finds out that Madeline had never betrayed him. It was all planned by Blofeld. Hearing this, James goes crazy in anger and grabs Blofeld's neck. But since he was in jail, he didn't really want to kill him. Still, with the weapon on James' wrist, Blofeld dies. He also finds out that if this weapon goes into the body once, it will be attached to the body for life. And there is no way to remove it. The good thing was that this weapon only harmed the person whose DNA was set in it. After finding out the truth, he goes to James' Madeline, and the connection between them is reestablished. After talking to each other about their feelings, both were about to erase those 5 years of their lives. But suddenly, a voice from the upper floor breaks this beautiful moment. Then James realizes that he and Madeline also have a child. He is left speechless. The person who only took bullets all his life and played with death suddenly realizes that he is a father. In his eyes, the fear of losing happiness, surprise, and his family, everything spills out. The next day, James gets a call from one of his colleagues. He finds out that his entire army is coming to kill him and his family. He immediately leaves with his wife and daughter. But his car had gone a little far that the goons follow him and reach there. They stick their car to James's car and try to stop it by surrounding it from both sides. James turns his steering wheel quickly and quickly moves the car out of the way. Then he hits hard on the right side, which causes the other car to climb directly on a mud pillar and turn badly. And his wings fly away. Mad goons bring him to a helicopter, and along with the cars running on the ground, James and his family are left behind. James makes a left turn and turns the black car coming from the side. He takes advantage of this opportunity and presses the accelerator fully and leaves all the cars following him on the ground behind. To escape the helicopter, he puts his car in the dense forest. Then he saves his wife and daughter in a hidden hut. And to distract the enemies, he himself goes out alone and starts shooting. Before the enemies come, James gets lost in new weapons. Meanwhile, a lucky goon comes to him first. As soon as James gets up, he throws a powerful bomb, which makes the car jump in the air and fall upside down. After that, he goes ahead and does not forget to finish him completely. After that, he takes out a steel cable from the car and ties it between the trees and lays a net. The motorcycle coming following really collides with the same cable and falls to the ground. The traitor Logan Ash, who blew the boat with a bomb, also reaches there. And after throwing the gun, he starts shooting at James. James easily moves forward, taking the help of the forest roads. Seeing a car coming towards him at full speed from the front, he jumps to one side at the right time. The car goes straight and collides with a tree, and James takes advantage of the opportunity and shoots it. Here, Safin finds that hidden hut. By the time James reaches there, both the mother and daughter have been taken away by the enemy. If the common man could not win in the fight in front, then the wife hit the children. This will not be tolerated by anyone. Both the agents put down their weapons and head towards the enemy's hideout at the same time. This is the place where Safin is making weapons in the name of deceit. He wants to rule the whole world on the power of this poison. The agent flies the aircraft and secretly enters the waterways. He uses his special watch to set up the cameras. Then he turns on his radar system, which clearly shows the map of the entire island. Both quickly find the warehouse where the weapons were kept. If these weapons are used, there will be a terrible destruction. James assigns the agent the task of blowing that place up with a bomb, and he himself sets out to take revenge on Safin. On the other hand, Madeline is forced to drink the poison. Seeing the right opportunity, she throws the poison on the face of a goon and takes the key from him and runs away. Here, James faces Safin, who had kept his daughter captive. Safin thinks that they are the same kind of people. He hopes that James will change the world and understand his point of view. James secretly takes out his gun and shoots 3 bullets at the goon standing nearby. Safin immediately hides behind a cupboard with the girl. He quickly turns around and then his beloved Madeline appears before him. Here, Safin was running away with the girl when the girl suddenly bites him hard. In pain, he leaves the girl there. He didn't care about her life. Instead, he was thinking about revenge. The good thing is that the girl is safe with her parents. James leaves his wife and daughter in the hands of the agent and returns alone with Safin for the final fight. He enters the base with his gun and shoots several bullets at the goons. He dodges the bullets and fires upwards. He kills the rest of the goons with just a few bullets. Then a goon with eyes suddenly grabs his hand. He first drops his gun and then grabs his neck with his hands. James quickly turns around and falls on the one-eyed goon with a backflip. James immediately gets up and turns around. He grabs the neck of the one-eyed goon and grabs him with all his strength. Meanwhile, James presses the button of his special watch and puts it on the goon's forehead. With a powerful shock, darkness is cast before the goon's eyes. The chapter of the one-eyed goon was now completely closed. After this, James contacts his headquarters and immediately orders to plant the missiles. Many missiles are launched towards the island, as if the oath to bury the island is empty. But Safin had already prepared for it and he had started the defense system. James runs towards the control room to close the defense system. But on the way, Safin suddenly flashes and shoots James. James gets up quickly and grabs Safin's hand. He holds his hand so tightly that Safin can't move. Then he shows all his strength and finds out that during the fight just now, Safin has taken the opportunity and planted the weapon with the DNA of Madeline and her daughter on James's body. This meant that if James touched them at any time, they would die of pain. As soon as James hears this, the ground under his feet creaks. He shatters from the inside. The family for which he was putting everything at stake. Now he can't even hug them once. A strange helplessness on his face and a greater pain than death can be clearly seen. Completely broken and disappointed, James picks up his gun and shoots Safin. But now he had one important task left, to completely destroy this island full of sins. James reaches the control room dragging his heavily wounded body and pulls the lever to close the missile defense system. That weapon will now remain in his body for the rest of his life. Can never be removed. But this meant that in this life, he would never be able to hug his wife and his little girl. How can anyone bear this pain? The strongest man in the world's heart comes here and accepts defeat. James reaches the roof with all his strength and says his last goodbye to Madeline over the phone. He gets up with great difficulty and, looking at the peaceful sea spreading far away, starts waiting for his final end. James looks at the sky in peace. Missiles fall like fireworks. At that moment, there was no fear of death on his face. There was only a deep peace that he saved his family. And with this, the glorious life of this great detective in the world ends forever. Thanks for watching and subscribe this channel.